This is BBC World News. I'm Lucy Gray. Our top stories. The actor Chadwick Boseman, who starred in the Black Panther superhero film, has died of cancer at the age of 42. Tens of thousands march on Washington calling for racial justice and an end to police brutality, and a message from the son of Martin Luther King Jr.
So if you're looking for a savior, get up and find a mirror. We must become the heroes of the history we are making.
And police in Sydney begin patrolling beaches to enforce coronavirus regulations as lifeguards officially return to duty. Hello, welcome to BBC World News. Chadwick Boseman, the African-American actor famous for playing Black Panther in the Marvel superheroes movies, has died from colon cancer. He was 42 and died at home with his family at his side. Chadwick Boseman was diagnosed with the disease 4 years ago. Despite his illness, he made several films during his treatment, including Black Panther, set in the fictional African nation of Wakanda. The film, which had a largely black cast, made more than $1 billion worldwide and won many awards, including 3 Oscars. Paul Hawkins reports.
His death will come as a shock to many. Chadwick Boseman never spoke publicly about his 4-year battle with colon cancer, continuing to film movies between operations and chemotherapy. He makes his role in the 2018 landmark superhero film Black Panther even more remarkable. Set in the fictional African country of Wakanda, it was the first Hollywood blockbuster with a black superhero, directed by an African-American with a mainly black cast. It was hailed for its diversity.
It's not as culturally significant as President Obama being president, but it does have a similar feeling that people take it for granted now. There are little kids who think that's normal.
It was the film which made Boseman a household name. It came after acclaimed roles as James Brown in Get On Up.
How's it feel then? There's something at stake here.
And baseball pioneer Jackie Robinson in 42. Ironically, the 28th of August was Jackie Robinson Day in the US. Most recently, he starred in Netflix's Vietnam film Defy Bloods, directed by Spike Lee, and has one more film to be released, an adaptation of the play Ma Rainey's Black Bottom by August Wilson.
People think that he hadn't done a lot, but he actually had done a lot. He had done television even before he came to the big screen. He did Cold Case, he did CSI, New York, he did Third Watch. He had a lot of guest starring roles and smaller roles in television before he was able to leap over into the big screen.
But it's Black Panther that Chadwick Boseman will be best known for. He died on the same day as the birthday of Jack Kirby, the man who created the superhero. Paul Hawkins, BBC News.
Hollywood entertainment correspondent Sandro Monetti interviewed Boseman several times, and he told me what he was like.
Quiet dignity is how I would sum him up, and it really made me understand why he would play a regal, dignified role like Black Panther, and also why he was cast as other icons in his career, playing Jackie Robinson, the baseball player who broke the sports color barrier, playing Thurgood Marshall, the first black Supreme Court justice, playing rock icon James Brown. A short career as a leading man, but what a legacy he leaves. And he was very different from other movie stars I'd interviewed. Quiet, considerate, standoffish, and very private as well. And as David mentioned there, he kept his health diagnosis quiet. He also kept his marriage secret. He's survived by his wife Taylor. They only got engaged last October, and it certainly hadn't been announced anywhere that they'd been married. Yes, he'd taken the decision to only tell those closest to him and those working with him about his brave struggle against cancer. But to the world, it comes as a complete shock and a devastating one.
And you say it was such a short career, but just as you listed those different roles that he's played, played, it shows what a different sort of variety of roles that he played and how adaptable he was.
Certainly, you know, they often say the mark of a movie star is to play the same character time and again. We can all think of movie stars whose trademark is to play the same sort of character under different names. But no, the only thing that really linked his movie characters was they were iconic, but so much variety. And among the tributes, Mark Ruffalo, who played the Hulk in the Avengers films, Chadwick, of course, played Black Panther in 2 Avengers films as well as a Black Panther movie. Mark said that he was one of the greats and his greatness was just beginning. And Chris Evans, who played Captain America, saying there were so many wonderful roles ahead of him still to play. So this is a great Hollywood talent, cut down in his prime, as if 2020 couldn't get any worse.
Yeah, it has been a tough one, but just to explain to us the significance of that Black Panther role then, I mean, if I read a quote from what he himself said about the film, he said that this has changed what it means to be young, gifted and black. It was a hugely significant film, wasn't it?
Yes, I mean, he was the first black superhero in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but more than that, the success of that film, $1.3 billion at the global box office, changed the industry because there was a perception, wrongly, in the Hollywood studios that movies with mainly black casts could not play abroad. They just thought they didn't bring in money in foreign box office, and therefore it was very hard to get them made. The success of Black Panther has shown how ridiculous that idea was and led to much more black-centric films and films with black themes being seen. And at this time of such diversity discussion, Black Panther really was a turning point for Hollywood and the industry itself. And Chadwick Boseman's performance was key in that change.
That was Sandro Manetti talking to me a little bit earlier. Thousands of people have taken part in a civil rights rally in Washington to demand racial justice and an end to police brutality. It's been held in the same place that Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. made his famous I Have a Dream speech exactly 57 years ago. It was planned as a response to the death of George Floyd, but comes after another police shooting of an African-American man, Jacob Blake. Our correspondent Barbara Pett-Usher sent this report.
In the year of 2020, this is what a march on Washington looks like. Drawing on the anger and energy of months of unrest around the country, now